are back. Episode 4. We just finished talking to Nettie, and we made a promise that if we feel the Mind Flayer taking over, we'll off ourselves. So that's something, I guess. We figured out Kaga is kind of a piece of work, but let's talk to
You did
Wrath
well
real
to
quick.
speak up for the girl. That snake is fickle. A tragedy prevented. Nothing befitting a child. Nothing befitting any of our world's creatures. We've let a snake replace our leader. She will see the tieflings driven out, or worse.
Kaga seems happy to rule a roost.
She
Who's
is
your real
first
leader?
druid in Halsin's absence. With him caught or dared by goblins, none may gainsay.
But more will die if her ritual is finished. I doubt those exiled by the right will survive long outside.
Would you?
No one's looking for Halsin. I'll take a
I
look.
would give anything to see Halsin return home.
I like a more solid
Our
offer than
need
anything.
is great. I will open the treasures of this grove to you, even if the circle forbids it.
Halsin is an elf with the presence of a bear. He left west with the adventurers.
You won't mistake the first druid for anyone else.
No, you will not. He is the biggest thing out there.
Go on. Say it. You think I'm a monster?
You're protecting your own.
Yes,
It's like
you
flipped it
would
back and
say
forth.
so. I know your kind. You see only villains and victims. A viper bears her fangs defending her brood. I call her mother. You call her monster. No matter. I took back the idol of Sylvanas, and the rite is resumed. We will seal the grove, free from harm, free of intruders. And mine perish if he stays. You showed great mettle at the gate. The mettle of a skilled sword for hire. I want you to provide your services to Zevlor. Offer to guide the Outlanders out of the grove. I'm sure they'll reward you well. They're to be gone before final prayer. If they are not, the Viper must strike. You will do more than speak. This tale ends but one way. With the Outlander rot cleansed, and the grove forever shrouded.
Pay attention to the wording there. Shrouded. And what we've learned from the book we stole from Kaga's chest, she's working for the Shadow Druids. And they're trying to seal off this grove forever. Should be a giant spite move till Sylvanas himself. And now we have to choose between Tiefling and the Druids. And well, as a Tiefling, this kind of makes it pretty easy to decide. That and just a decent moral compass will point you in the right direction.
You ever scare me like that again, and I'll feed you to a knoll.
Mom, I'm fine. Stop it.
Our little Hellion told us what happened. Thank you. Don't know what we'd do without her. Likewise. Arabella?
Thank you for helping me.
Interesting reward. Dancing Lights isn't
Not yours.
okay.
It's my
Cantrip?
job too.
Nothing crazy, but I mean, a thank you is a thank you. And either way, while you're playing, helping the Tiefling girl just seems right. I mean, why would you, as a morally good character, even if you believe the druids are some kind of good, allow this to happen. You know? It's like, in the evil playthrough, I get it. Neutral or good.
Looking for steel? I have, well, something close.
Not so much. I think here I was just kind of looking for a little bit of an upgrade, looking for a little bit better gear, nothing too crazy, to see if any level ups have opened up new perk trees. So far, I haven't seen anything that's jumping out to me like, hey, you need this. I will say Damon has his like a cult following on the underground, and I totally get it. Good dude, good worker, cares about helping people. A little bit edgy in the sense that he still wants to work on projects that he could have been working on in Avernus, so a little bit of yearning for his homeland, but he's not doing anything like evil or bad because of it.
I heard what happened. Thank you for protecting the child. If the druids are this far gone, then it's not just goblins we have to fear. So we can risk violence here, or face it for certain on the road. Quite the choice, isn't it?
Tough choices here. You have to resist. It's probably the best one. Stand up for your people.
No, the druids are too powerful. We can't stand against them all. It's Korga's influence. Without her twisting things, I believe the druids might see sense.
Then why don't you get rid of her?
A low thought. But I'd be lying if I said I hadn't considered it. But the druids would slaughter us. We'd have to get close to Korga, within striking distance. I can't manage that. But they've already let you pass once.
What's it worth to you?
To get these people to Baldur's Gate? Everything. I'm still hoping Korga can be swayed from this madness. But if not, leaders need to make tough decisions. We do what we must.
Yeah, like delegating the task you're supposed to handle to somebody who just walked in for the first time. But hey, I guess that's what you would deem a tough decision, even asking or broaching the subject. And always come up here if you're looking for just a little bit extra stuff. No one really takes a look. Decent amount of wine, so it's like makes you wonder like what Zevlor's really doing in his free time. Is he just, you know, getting turned? But, you know, his life, his choices. I'm not gonna question it. It's not like he hasn't been going through a difficult time dealing with Kaga. Halsin, I don't understand why he'd be getting a little slosh from time to time. He seems like a very agreeable person, at least from everyone is telling me. I just haven't met the man officially yet.
Used to think the goblins would kill us the second we set foot outside. But after hearing what you did at the gate, well, I still think they'll kill us. But at least we can put up a fight.
I like your spunk. I have to say, though, not with that attitude. Fight and win for our people. Right? That seems like it would be the best option on the table here. Really taking the time to ponder this decision. See what we got ongoing here, because...
There's optimism, and then there's stupid, hun. Plenty of us fell to monsters already. I don't see the rest of us lasting long out there. But if you're so sure we will, why not put a little gold on the line?
I like your proposition.
I'm
You're gonna
sure
take
you're
gold
good
off
for
if
it.
you're dead.
Just leave the gold on my corpse. After seeing you at the gate, I'm sure you'll last longer than us. Excellent.
Alright, you're on.
And since I ain't one to leave a debt unpaid, that means we're destined to meet in Baldur's Gate. Looking forward to it.
exploring while we're out here. I almost always forget about this chest up here. So if you know, playing for those couple times, hey, maybe run back, take a look at this chest. Got a healing potion at least, so definitely something worth taking a look at. And then if you'll notice, oh, you can't notice because I am not doing the camera angle justice. You could kind of see somebody down that way, based upon the angle we're looking at. Because you can see a red person hanging on the left side of that waterfall. And if you've played the game before, you know exactly who I am talking about. This was an ill-advised move though right here. If you do all this and you hop around like that.
You will not even see it.
Really? Again? Ladies? Making sure everybody gets over, because, you know, the chain link system can break at any time. Because if you go up here,
something's wrong.
And you don't go down to them, and if you jump from this height, you take fall damage. You miss on the dialogue with them, and if you know in the story that they can either help you or hurt you, really depending upon where you go morally, they're very necessary, especially if you're going to be on honor mode. But luckily this is only a tactician run, otherwise I'm going to TPK here probably within the next 2 or 3 episodes, depending on how things pan out. And I didn't estimate the height as a factor. So if you ever get in one of these situations where you're just clicking like mad and you're like, huh, kind of messed up, just find a fast travel point and hop on over. Head to camp for a little bit, see what we've got ongoing. We have a lot of battles ongoing. Mess with what we've got in here for a little bit. See what kind of things are just hanging out here. Kind of use that as like an extra box for stuff I need lying around out there. And like, look at all this food, man. Got a potion of animal speaking I could have used at the Grove like forever ago. Mess around with the inventory a little bit, try and get things more streamlined. I should have done this in hindsight, like between saves. Because some of the saves you'll notice I'll just kind of like skip around a little bit, but I won't skip like major points so people know like what's ongoing, because I never want to skip part of like the crucial story. But if it's like, hey, I gotta go run to this place, or I need to clean up my inventory, drop some weight, some of the occasional level ups you'll see me miss as well, just to kind of get things going on. I don't like the hat look. It's really Torben's best. With the cape I look extra silly. I do like the nice touch that my horns are at least sticking out. Try and give Gale the hat because, well, Gale looks funny in hats. Don't really need the cape as well. It's not really, it doesn't go well with the ring mail. At least in my mind. Some people have been able to pull off some crazy looks in Baldur's Gate, and I just haven't had that same look. Like Gale, looks fine. They just a little on the piratey side. Lae'Zel with the cape makes sense. If you notice, she's got all of our best loot thus far in the game. Because that Everburn blade, she's likely going to be carrying well into Act 2 until I may potentially be like, hey,
something the matter?
Another character that we're going to grab along the way here. I thought there was something important to talk to her about. I forgot. Only the exclamation marks matter. After that, everyone else is basically going to cover the same.
We meet again, as predicted.
bone, Daddy.
I shall be here in thy camp for whenever thou hast need of my services.
So many questions you want to ask this guy as you go through the game. Care to explain what you're helping with? No?
Beyond mortal realms, there doth exist an amalgamation of spirits akin to thine own, ensnared by the treacherous cult of the Absolute, felled in its name. They bear great discontentment with their destiny. For a mere pittance of coin, I might summon the worthiest among them to lend aid to thy undertaking.
This is the hireling system for those unfamiliar.
Should thou or any of thy compatriots perish, I will cleave soul to body once more.
Makes you wonder how he's able to do this, and honestly, why he has such strong feelings
of coin
about the Absolute. But also, you're like, what do you even do with the coin, you know? It's like, what does Withers do with his money? Does he just go on, like, random sprees at times and just goes and enjoys himself? Or, like, what happens? No one else has anything to say, so let's end our day. See what people want. Got 2 exclamation points. Start with Shadow and work our way over to Lae'Zel.
Finally, some good fortune. Come morning, we know what to do. The sooner we find the Druid house in, the better. I can't wait to get rid of this thing in my head.
Well, come next for you.
Head to
once this
Baldur's
is all
Gate.
over.
Someone's waiting for me.
Oh, yes? Who? But on second thought, respect your
The
privacy.
same. These parasites are proving suspiciously benign. But suppose I turn. What would you do?
A good question. What you would prefer, in my mind. No hesitation.
Wise.
Have to kill you.
I hope you'd miss me after I'm gone. I think I would if the positions were reversed. But you're right. If we're to make it through all this, there can be no room for hesitation. You're doing well. It's a beautiful night. I think I'll stay up to enjoy it while I still can. Rest well.
And this may be like the nicest thing she says to me. Probably for the next, I don't know, couple playthroughs. Everything kind of goes dark from there.
A fine evening, don't you think? The moonlight shines warmly on us. The breeze caresses our faces. Hideous. All of it. Would that I were doing battle up there, among the tears.
Fred isn't so bad. Give it a chance.
Look above. Watch the moon cross the sky. The tears follow behind it. Rocky bodies tumbling through the sea of night. One of them is my crash. Clear. Your curiosity is to be commended. Githyanki are hatched in creches all throughout realm space. Clear is one of many. It's there I first saw a Kithrak mount a red dragon. Where I slit my cousins' throats at the Vash's command. But enough of this. You are wasting your resting time. Come dawn, we resume our search for a creche.
You and Shadow really need to get on the same page. Gale, you good, bro? Anything to say? Maybe? Something?
How can I help? Your enterprising approach to my problem is most encouraging. But it is a delicate process to keep my condition stable. I do not yet need to consume an item, but keep it close by. It will not be too much longer. Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Okay. I would have left it as like a down payment on a car that you know, or like an oil change just to keep an old car going. Because let's be real here, Gale, you aren't everyone's favorite catch. That's Lae'Zel, not me. Notice we just kind of cut out here. We're gonna go look for a little bit more experience. So we decided we would go back to the crypt and a couple of fights we missed out on.
Why do you give a look? Everything all right out there?
Gimmelcock triggered some trap. He needs help. Now. And our lucky rolls continue.
I told him it wasn't safe out there. Get inside and I'll rustle up some bandages.
I feel like he's literally just talking into a glass to try and get that behind a door sound.
What the hell? You're dead!
Got him surprised. And he doesn't have a lot of HP, so let's go ahead and jump him kind of early.
Ready.
Kind of leave it at that, because like it's one person. We're gonna need all of our movement. Get you in the back, so don't throw as much. In hindsight, shouldn't have used that move, but it is what it is. Gale pushed back a bit. And Gale with the kill. Decided on second thought, hey, maybe need that torch. Also, this room, treasure trove for food for those doing, you know, your tactician runs or for your honor mode runs or custom runs. I've been looking at a couple custom runs for when maybe this is over, trying to like maybe do a run with absolutely no karmic dice, but on tactician level difficulty, so you can kind of work way up to getting the honor mode. I would love to have that gold dice at some point, but at that point it goes less from a game to more like this is something we are deeply, deeply passionate about. Perusing here for some stuff. There's a couple items that are worth selling, and most of it is like there's a supply pack literally just hanging out here. 40 supplies right off me. And like I said, anything over 2, I'm basically just grabbing just so I can make things work out a little bit better. I know Act 2 is going to be a supply nightmare. Now for the real fight. Torton can hear some voices on the Zevlor. Get her off to the side.
Seek and you shall find me.
Gale, you're gonna be our lover man. Lae'Zel, as always, up front.
Excellent choice.
And then depending upon like how the rolls go, it'll work out. And I kind of did, but kind of didn't. It worked out in the sense that I'm able to, like, get here. And I was like, what to do, what I should be doing. Instead of going the opposite way. Grabbing that firebolt and exploding that.
You've made a grave mistake.
Got some serious damage out there, created tough terrain for them. Set up a really good situation for the party. If he hadn't been able to move forward, that would have been a kill shot right there. Give Sanctuary to our tank. That was my bonus action, so I can't use the Tempestuous Flight. Let's get her moving forward here. I want her front line right against their tank, because he is a barbarian and he is a problem. And one swing, one kill. Use this action surge, because none of the fights coming up are too big. And almost killed that guy on another blow. Also keep in mind, precise attack would have been a good move. Ooh, that's some good damage there. Because that could have increased our accuracy, made things more, a little more precise. It's like, why didn't it work? Because we just took a serious amount of damage there. I'm a little concerned by that. Decided, I got a good head start on everybody. Get a weapon out here. At least just absorb some damage. It rolled pretty decently on turn. And got him dropped down to 1. Get you back over here off to the side. So we're not all grouped together. Because that is one of my bigger problems. I tend to group people way too close. That's a kill. 6-2 over there. Attaboy, go. Nice dodge by Lae'Zel. What was even the point of Sanctuary if that's gonna be what's happening here? Sword out here, swing and a miss. Hey, bada, swing, bada.
These boots have seen everything.
Move up. Get a magic missile out here. And it's like, I completely forgot about that person who was low on HP right in the wall there. That would have been a better move. Jump over the flames. Take out their wizard. If you notice, I'm still like completely forgetting that person is standing in the corner. It's like, oh, crap. And I group people together again. Trying. You're already on fire, so that damage is fine. It's like somehow I don't have enough movement. Yeah, right here. The bludgeoning damage is an automatic kill.
I speak, they burn.
Get Gale to move up. Try and move without stepping directly into the fire. 7. Got a great shot there. And then like Gale's out of movement, so I'm gonna just have to let that be. Gale with the dodge. And we finished it off. And these guys have some decent loot, nothing to go crazy over, but anything is better than nothing here at this point in the game. Like the fur boots, anytime I see it, I'm like, it always goes to the song Low by Flo Rida. The apple bottom jeans, boots with the fur. And I think it's actually a pretty decent look. I just wish they had more use to it. Like you could have customized some of the basic pieces of gear that look nice. so they can be around a little bit longer. But again, that's such a small nitpick in a game that gives you so much customization. And if you notice, I'm kind of going slower on these for the people who tend to read this kind of stuff and are really interested in the lore. I've taken the time to read most of them because I'm fascinated by the lore. But if no one's really reading this, just go ahead and comment and be like, hey, this isn't for me, or go ahead and read a little bit faster. Just push me in the direction you need. No problem in acquiescing. It'll be likely seen in a couple episodes from now, though, just because of the way the editing process is going. I've already got, I want to say, at least 19 clips done. I'm still in Act 1. But 19 clips done, and this is, I think, clip number 7. So I'm not even halfway done with the editing process on some of these and getting you guys the content you deserve. I want to have most of this Let's Play done. I want to say either near the end of January or by middle of February, depending upon how things are going. I will say some of the lore in these books is just otherworldly, and you don't have to wonder whether it was Wizards of the Coast or Larian that went through most of this and really sculpted and cultivated how things really panned out. I'd be reading these shot for shot, but in the editing software, the books lettering is insanely tiny. So there wasn't really much I was able to do with these, unfortunately. And if I've seen a book twice, I'll be sure not to try and read it. I'm sure there'll be at least some one person in the comments somewhere along the way be like, hey, you have read this book before, or I don't remember you reading this. Going through like all this stuff. I've tried like expanding the page, and it just makes everything look even weirder, and it was a whole thing. So ultimately we just kind of left it as is. Sometimes it's best just to let things remain as they were, you know what I'm saying? And let you, the viewer, go ahead and go through this kind of lore. And don't worry, more exciting stuff will be coming up. It's just at this moment in time, we are going through, just kind of digging through some of this small scale stuff to see if I make sure I'm not leaving any XP behind when I am exploring. It's like, you feel like that rustic chest would have something in it. Nope.
Something over there. What was that?
If anyone can explain what that lever does, please let me know. I've beaten the game 5 times. I still, to this day, do not know what that lever does. And you'll find if you read this book with a certain character who is not my party, nor will be a big factor in this game, you get a little bit of more unique dialogue coming your way. And now kind of like looking at the map, making sure everything was explored that we need to when we get on the heck out of here.
Welcome, rest.
And I short rested there because I believed I was going to be taking part in something a little bit more major here. And at this part, I was like, which way we're going to go?
So, Gith, aren't you worried your kind will punish you for consorting with us?
My name is Lae'Zel K'Choki. And my kin will understand my need for servants. They will help you, but only if I ask.
Everyone out here just dropping unnecessarily racist comments.
These tracks. Goblins?
It makes you wonder like how close they really are to the grove. It's like, so let's use a stone door and find out. And here's where I do something just incredibly stupid.
I don't think that statue's eyes are glowing to provide illumination. Best
No. See, I just stood there. I was like, alright. Forgot once it's activated, it just kind of keeps going. It's like, everyone get over here. And I was like, okay, how much range does this thing have? And I'm like, what the heck am I gonna do? Completely forgetting.
Go ahead. I
was like, accidentally talked to him. Didn't mean to. But does he have something here that can help us? It's like, who's got the skills we are looking for? It's like, oh yeah. I went right past it right here.
Enough waiting.
And I could have used it and should have used his, but I was like, oh yeah. Mage hand. Take control of the hand, which is invisible, and boop. Now the trap's off. And you can kind of go area by area, and
no one knows about this damn weapon.
Got this done.
Yeah, she'll kill us dead if she goes back without it.
We'll get the druid talking. Grove's got to be full of magic.
And boop.
That's why
no one noticed that.
Stabbing all the rats. Might be spies.
Got that druid down there, knocked it all the way out. It's like I'm just kind of looking through, make sure I didn't miss anything before I take any unnecessary hits. And
maybe we can set him on fire.
And then, why not? Why not?
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting times.
The good thing is I got them all surprised, and I can kind of circle back and start the fight this way. I should have used sneak, so I could have gotten all the distance I needed. But beggars can't be choosers. I've already proven, beyond a shadow of a doubt, at least in this episode, sometimes I just don't know what I'm doing.
Knight to King 5.
Yeah, get 2 of them, 3 of them, one go. But Gale doesn't have enough movement, so I was kind of boned in that regard. As you can tell, I really do have a thing for Magic Missile. Guaranteed hit is something I'm overly fond of up until enemies start having resistance to force damage. Starts trying to snipe people using the high ground. Just which one do you want to start with? And a crit. Get another surge. And of course, because I didn't use precise attack, miss.
Let's do this.
Get as much ground as you can. Let's see if there's anything I'm even able to do from here. That's the best we got. There's no point in having the high ground if you're not going to use it on this. And like, using... See, again, group everyone together. If you're going to have the high ground, don't use Sacred Flame, because Sacred Flame does not care if you are high ground or not. Get the kill here. Let's see what I can do there. I dropped 2, which is nice. And be sure to heal my tank that I left out hanging for no reason. Like, literally no reason.
Mistra Rill.
Hop over the acid, don't mind me. We got the one guy still alive. Rare Frost is nice. I should have had Ice Knife though, because not with all the water down there. It would have been a nice touch. High ground again. Just didn't get lucky. It's like, where's my HP? The game just lagged for a second. I was like, okay, that'll do it. As long as I got my HP upgrade, I was gonna be fine. I seem to be quite fond of the acid. Use all these level 1 spell slots. Keep the tank standing. And even with disadvantage, figured why not. One time I got lucky. And I'm like, which way do we go? Because we need to loot all the stuff here. The barrels, the explosive ones especially, send those back to your camp if you're going to do either an invasion, like a bad playthrough of the Grove, or you're going to defend the Grove by triggering a scene with Minthara that way. That way you can kind of like...
I can't wait to sleep.
You're gonna keep going, sir. I don't care what you say.
I can keep going a little longer now.
Keep things going in the right direction. It's like I'm kind of deciding here to break everybody off. I've had enough shenanigans, if you will, for the time being.
Watch how you go. There's a trap.
And if you remove these, then the trap is kind of, you know, nullified. It's like I forgot how strong my character was, so I was able to get both in and then just send those to camp. And away they go. Back to square one, and the trap is not nearly as bad if you fail. Didn't matter, got 20 anyway, but still just be sure.
Come on, open up.
Followed by a nat 20, so pretty good. Pretty good. A little staff for Mr. Gale. Although I have to say I do like how the goblin stuff looks by comparison. And while I was thinking about it, I'll grab it, send it back to camp now.
A long way to go still.
Can't give up now.
Let's continue our exploring. And eventually I will remember that the druid is hanging out down there. And I was like following the wrong path. I guess he's just laying there paralyzed. Orgfang is nice. The water barrel's not... I haven't really found a great use for it, but I'm not as creative as other people. I think the best way to use it would have been...
His wounds deep. He doesn't respond to your voice.
In Joaquin's rest. An easy way of dealing with this is just, hey, healing word. There you go.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I thought I was gonna die down here.
You all could have. But, What happened?
They were asking questions about a weapon. I told them the only weapons there are the ones the Tieflings brought. I must tell the others what happened. I stepped careful. There are traps in these tunnels. And thank you again.
You're welcome. And let's keep this party ongoing. And once again, I'm going to run through the acid just because. But we definitely should not be doing that. It's an error of consistency, I guess. Now that everyone's kind of drawn back up, we should be getting on out of here.
Do you think your kin search for you, Lae'Zel?
I know they do not. It is my responsibility to cleanse myself.
They pursued the Nautiloid. Perhaps they were trying to free you.
A vain notion. I am one of many, and will not be a burden to my queen.
Once again, those two are just going at it unnecessarily. With this, head on our way. And then here I was trying to run and trigger that cutscene that I accidentally cut short. So I was like, what? Where is everybody? Excited while I was here, at least I should grab that. It's like,
Strange power resonates within the corpse. It calls to you. Your limbs move of their own accord. There's something of value here, something your mind craves. Why let its host's memories go to waste? The tadpole has absorbed it all. Its experience could nourish you, strengthen you.
huh. Makes you wonder what's ongoing here. But let's just continue to follow our path along and with this mind thing maybe lead us in the right direction. And I'm like, what? Guess we'll just pocket the thing that came out of that dude's eyeball.
Abandon their hosts as soon as they need to. Vile parasites.
And then he's like,
All the more
I'm
reason
gonna
to
grab
rid ourselves of our own uninvited guests.
grab all those, send those to camp, and take this staff. It's like it's a shaft of a broken spear. You can combine it with other stuff to make something fairly interesting. I'm not gonna say strong, but it's interesting enough. And also, if you have your favorite voice actor in the game,
Lae'Zel,
someone should be there.
How would you punish someone who wronged you?
Still going on with
Wrong
this.
me how?
Oh, say murder or theft?
Killing is good. It culls the weak. But theft would be paid for painfully, 1,000 times over.
Good to know.
And I believe the reason Shadowheart's asking now is out of a guilty conscience. She may or, may not have something that does not belong to her that may belong to Lae'Zel. I don't know why I looked again. I truly don't. Maybe something auto-generated? I don't know. That cave has ended so many people's honor mode run. It is ridiculous. And as of now, I don't really see a reason to broach it.
Owl bear tracks. Its nest must be nearby.
It's nice that the whole party succeeded that check, but let's head on up and see what all the fuss is about up here. Be sure to run into those trees over there that I'm now about to go ahead and see. Honeycomb is a good amount of supplies. I believe it's at least 3 or 4.
By all means leave if I am so distasteful.
I'd rather not turn my back on you, if it's all the same.
And like, at this point, you probably grow tired of them arguing. And the best thing to do to avoid all of it is just keep them away from each other through most of Act 1. Because they will continue to do this for a while. Even after you guys do a bunch of things together.
You say we might be purified at your creche. What does that mean exactly?
Augusto will affix the Zapisk, the purifier, to our heads. Its magic will quell the parasite in an instant.
And Gale out here with like $1,000 question, like, my goodness, dude. Raspberries are only good for 1.
Zapisk you mentioned intrigues me. Care to tell me a bit more?
An intricate device crafted by Milan, our most gifted artisans. I am sworn to say no more.
Again, frighteningly unhelpful. It's like we're just out here talking to withers. But with a worse attitude. And the bestest boy in the whole game. Personal opinion here. Obviously gonna reach out to pet him. Push him animal speaking changes encounter greatly. Try some animal handling, get some extra points. Luckily our rolls are continuing, because I would have definitely used inspiration
The
on all
dog
this.
lowers his hackles, his head tilted inquisitively. Convinced that you're harmless, he turns his attention back to the corpse.
At least let him know.
Around his neck is a collar, etched with a name. Scratch.
Because we're definitely going to give him all the scratches. All of them.
With a
Man's
deep,
dead.
heartbroken whine, the dog bows his head.
And then you have to offer the chance to follow you.
The dog looks at his owner with sad eyes. He does not move.
And we'll just at least give him the option to
The dog
potentially follow
sniffs
us.
your hand, his tail swung low in understanding. He knows how to find you.
Tell me, Lae'Zel, what is it like on the astral plane? Your home realm intrigues me.
Githyanki lay their eggs on other planes. They cannot mature in the astral. I will only be welcomed once I obtain a Mind Flayer's head.
At least everyone's getting to know each other. But at this moment in time, other than Gale, no one seems to be trying to be all that helpful.
Tell me, Gale, what is your interest in the astral plane?
time. Or rather, the absence of it. In the astral plane, everything is eternal.
It will be my home soon enough, should Vlaakith will it.
And at this point, my character is very, very distrusting of gods, deities, even though I am a cleric of Talos. There doesn't seem to be, in my character's mind, a god who is truly benevolent, looking out for the people. It's always, if I allow this, if I allow that. There's a lot of tit for tat, a lot of trading things back and forth to make things work out, as opposed to just, letting people do things the right way.
Gale. Perhaps oration suits you more than battle.
They're not mutually exclusive. Weave is served best with a dash of elegance.
And it's definitely not a bad thing to be well spoken or be a good orator. It's never, like sometimes like you feel like in certain countries where voting and the political party race is heating up, people who speak eloquently tend to get thought of significantly higher than those who, don't. And right here I am fighting the daisy chain link. The chain link is just not on my side.
Lovely day this. Now.
As soon as everyone's feet get wet, they forget how to jump. Magical, ain't it? No pun intended now that I'm controlling Pirate Gale.
Never a dull moment.
Let's go ahead and explore this way. I know everyone's screaming at me to go the opposite direction. I'm just wanting to take a quick look-see first, make sure I don't miss anything with this combination of party before we move on forward. A little bit more stuff to unwrap here. Alchemist Fire, I think, is one of the best things in the game for when you're large groups.
Something over there.
Dealing with them efficiently, especially if the area is flammable. And for some reason, I couldn't figure out how to place this rock. Like, even though everything was like right there. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up that. It's like I thought there was more to it, but really, just not so much.
Prowess in battle is remarkable, as is your battle stance itself.
Rathajak, a technique known to few outside Kalir. Shall I teach you?
I'll pass, thank you. I prefer abjuration over acrobatics.
And now let's head on back. We'll take a look-see, see what we got on going. We're going to introduce ourselves to a character that will be vitally important, I believe, in the growth of Torben. And yes, that's supposed to sound more Norse or Viking, depending on Scandinavian, whichever way you kind of look at it. And there she is, one of the community's favorite and most romance character, coming in at number 2 to Shadowheart. A lot of good tiefling options here, something for everyone to take a look at here. Torben is a little bit shocked that there is a woman on fire, but let's be a little rude at first.
So I have, and it looks like a bit of the hells have come with me. Well, fuck me. It's you from the Nautiloid. Please tell me I found you before those so-called paladins of Tyr did.
Who be wedding? Where were you? Let's talk about on task. I haven't met any Tyrans lately. No. Not.
Now that's a story, and I'll tell it to you, but truth be told, we shouldn't stay here too long. See, these paladins of...
A great heat roars through you. Her heat, fiery as the hells. Then you're lost in visions of demonic armies as you tear through a landscape of fire and blood. The Blood War. You saw it from above as the Nautiloid passed through Avernus. This woman was on the front line.
Was that?
Gotta love it.
Right. Some so-called paladins of Tyr are in hot pursuit of yours truly. Karlach. From that peek I got into your head, I'm not the only one with problems on top of problems. A mind flayer tadpole, huh? And no joy getting it sorted as of yet, I see. What's your name?
At this point, I see no reason to be rude towards Zenith.
Well met, soldier. Now that we're old pals, how would you feel about helping me kill some evil bastards?
And that smile
A little
indicates what's
background,
going on here.
if your moral compass needs something to point at. You already know I fought in the Blood War. I was good at killing demons. Really good. So good, Zariel, the archdevil herself, made me her personal attack dog. I played along until I could get the fuck out of there. Took me 10 years to properly escape, but now I'm free. Zariel sent goon after goon to hunt me down. But believe me when I tell you, I'm not going. The latest yappy little dog she sicked on me are nearby. A group of dopes posing as paladins of Tyr. Want to help me take them down?
That sounds like fun. I do not have a soft spot for devils ordering people
Fuck
around.
yes. They cornered me outside the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the scorching I gave them. After we've mopped them up, we can work on evicting this parasite and take Faerun by the short hairs. Sound good?
A warrior who winks at her foes while she slays them. You'd be a fool to refuse her.
I didn't need the extra push, but I don't mind it. Sounds like a great plan.
I'd hug you if it wouldn't scorch your skin off. Hang on, though. Looks like you've got enough backup at your side. Not sure there's room for me. I'll catch up with you when it's time to camp for now. But don't get to any of the fun stuff without me. Got it?
And off she goes. Since you're not going to need your stuff anymore, I will be sure to take all of this. I don't really use a lot of the poisons, so I think I'm just taking it just out of force of habit and not wasting things. It's like, let's check the backpack again. Might be something new again. Use that for other stuff later on. Because I know a lot of people know how to make backpack explosives. But I haven't had any successful luck. That being said, we just got a lot done. The episode's running a bit on the longer side. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. I've been Brent for Geek. We cover all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, and more.